many people are in the bank because many people are dying. Everything are doing. Pressure ti wà. Má sọ Yorùbá. Gbogbo nǹkan ṣẹlẹ̀ ń lu yìí. Pressure ti wà. Èyí gbogbo ṣe sọ. Ṣé ìlú lé fún wa lówó wa ànáwó wá sọ wá di lazy youth. Náà ẹ sọ wá di lazy youth. Òun ni mo wà ní táìmù yìí tí mi ò lè lọ bí iṣẹ́. Kò sówó èmi kọ́ lè máa.
Well, like I told you, 10 is happening. That's what I said on the Morning Spring interview segment. And you can see that people are really angry. People are frustrated. And a lot of things are happening. My name is Emmanuel Ujiadigele. Welcome to the show Spring Trends on Morning Spring and Western Spring Television. You can follow all our social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at Western Spring Television, at WSTV_NG on Twitter. And on YouTube, subscribe to our Western Spring channel, our Western Spring Television. Now, all of this rògbòdìyàn in the banking sector, the cash crunch, the cash scarcity, is all because of one man. And who is that man? My favorite person in the world, Murphy Baby. Now, let me show you how this person tried to pronounce Murphy's name and see if, he got it right.
I don't still know why some people are going against the CBN rules. Government, when me fail, government,
Well, CBN governor, Godwin Emefiele, if you want to pronounce it, you can pronounce it Emefiele, but if it's too hard for you, just call him Murphy Baby, and that will solve the issue. But now let's take you across the country and show you videos of the things happening in the banks, in the banking sector. A lot of people queuing to get their own money, a lot of persons getting frustrated. So yes, I'll just show you all of those videos as they're happening across the country. Take your time to watch and see the frustration of Nigerians.
And they there now. Let them come first. Let them come. Where are they? And they need to be here. No, the Delta Hawks are talking. They don't come. Mopo, now we will. Delta Hawks, soldiers, they don't come. They don't come. They don't come. Delta Hawks don't come. No, the Naval base go see there now. Oh yeah, now go now. Make una dey fast. This kind of thing have to be fast. Okay. You don't need to be slow, fast. They no fear.
I get money they still carry on Sunday.
All right, so you can see what's happening there. The first video that we showed you was a video of a particular bank branch in Delta State where some of the workers were besieged by angry customers, and they had to, take their time to run out from the back of the office so that they would not be ambushed or even assaulted by the customers. And the second video there was a video of people forcefully gaining entrance into bank premises to get their money. Same thing with the very last video there. People forcefully making their ways into the banks to withdraw their own money. Let's see some reactions on social media to this issue of the cash crunch. We'll start with Chimezie. Chimezie put up a picture. I find it funny. He said, make I use 5K, withdraw 10K for POS. I never touch him, Sha. I can only imagine what will happen if he's being touched. The next comment is from Omotai of Lagos, reacting to that first video. Says, notice men will always be men, especially in times of danger. Notice how they make sure all the women escape first before the men start mounting the ladder. I've not seen a single feminist on this threads to condemn this action or call them sexist. A Bittersweet Jazz official says, see why it's good to dress smart and wear tight where necessary. If I did there, I don't jump that fence, reach out since. Ajuba 101 says, this is what this administration has reduced us to. A country where bankers scale fences for their dear lives. And some of you still come to defend this rubbish. Are we really asking for too much as a people? Good roads, light, availability of our own funds, petrol one day. Celebrity designer and printer says, a bad time to be a banker or security officer right now. Beating sure for either of them. And that's the fear for our banker friends and security officers. Captain says, imagine telling your Uber, please, I'm coming. It's not yet my turn to climb fence. So what is salacious and very disheartening statement there. I'll move on to a boy's name is Nelson. Says, imagine after a long day's work, you still have to jump fence to complete equation. Very, very stressful, very sad. And Blue Blood says, Madam, can't you see I'm attending to someone? If you can't wait, please come back tomorrow. They are so rude to customers. I don't pity them. If they were kind and polite, I would have pitied them. Well, I don't quite agree with this statement. Sometimes it's not the fault of the bankers too. This person, the next commentator says, Omotayo says, head of operations, gentleman of the year, doing the Lord's work. I missed all of this, Rewarding. There's someone who is helping the women hold their bags. And then there's a picture. They want to break this one neck, dragging him by his tie. Our advice of bankers these days, don't go to the bank with your tie to avoid scenarios like this. Andy Showman says, what I have noticed is that bank management actually does not care about the lives of their staff. They will send you out daily to handle dangerous situations they created in conjunction with their politician bodies. It is infuriating. Now, away from banks, we'll also move on to, hardship generally. Hardship generally in the country. We'll take you to Ogun and Lagos State, where some videos have come out of protest happening on the street. Let's show you those videos. And of course, the show of force by the police in Lagos to prevent some of the incidents from happening. But let's go to Ogun State first.
Yes, I support that. Yes, everywhere. Yes, where they go my Lord here. Yes. Yes. Yes, where go my Lord. Yes. Yes. Well, you can see all that is happening across the country. The first video we showed you was from Lagos, where the police was in a show of force to stop the planned protest by some persons. But then in Ogun State, that protest went on, and a person was shot. A young man was shot. We can't bring you that video. But the young man was shot yesterday, and we hope that he didn't die and that he got treated. It was really disheartening to watch that video. Now let's see the reaction to Vanguard News and Mobile Punch, who broke out the story. And Namaste Nnamdi Kanu says, Namumungo follow APC thugs do protest. We must stress that this is not even APC. This is affecting everybody in the country. Ugo Classic says, what the hell is going on in this country from fire to hellfire? Jesus. Jesus will not come to help us. We must help ourselves. Ajayi Kende says, we will all have sense by force. Should be some of us still want vote APC. We shouldn't try to politicize these issues. Damola Olayinka David says, yes, we can now understand what they want. Tell me how we can have an election in this time. I'm begging Nigerians to please let's endure for some weeks to come. It looks like the email of the author is now sharing on our heads. Marvel T says, Una want kill us. This thing will cost wahala. Naira scarcity, fuel scarcity, no light, high cost of living, police brutality, insecurity, all happens at the same time. This is war. We go from Marvel to Yoruba Youth for Peter Obi says, while all this happening only in the southwest, Tinubu should call his Jagaban army to order. And God of Soccer says, this is wrong. Nigerians should learn to maintain the peace
destruction of properties is never the solution. I will quite agree with that. G says they should not do this. If this escalates, no election this month. We pray that elections hold. Egede Ugo says, Tinubu, call your men to order. Life of innocent Nigerians matter. Please, Nigerians, everybody should exercise patience. Things will surely get back to normal. Let us not get things to worse than it's now. We can fight back by voting out PDP and APC. Please vote LP for a better Nigeria. Swig says, protest Oshi. We know Bola Tinubu wants to scuttle these elections because he's too scared to face defeat. But whether he likes it or not, he will be defeated. Now, away from that story, let's move on to Minister of Works, Raji Fashola, former governor of Lagos State. He was on the show, not on this show, but he was on Politics Today with Seun Okinbaloye. And Seun asked him about this promise I made in 2015 that APC will fix the power sector in 6 months. And Fashola categorically denied that statement. Let's show you what his response was to Seun on that show. No, former governor Raji Fashola of Lagos State denying that he promised, to fix that APC will fix power in 6 months. That was what not really what he said, but that was how people misconstrued it. That was what they misconstrued it to mean. And now let's see if we can take that video, or we'll go straight to the comments for that story. Raji Fashola there telling Seun Okinbaloye that he never said that they will fix power in 6 months. We are ready for you now.
If you like.
No, I didn't say that.
I didn't say Stonos. What did you say, sir?
I never said Stonos.
What did you say, sir?
No, I didn't say that. You got
on the performance of electricity.
Just calm down. Just calm down.
I'm calm. I'm the one.
One of the things that was said about me was that I said we would electrify Nigeria in 6 months. It was a lie that I allowed to run until the day I asked my media men, play the tape back. And since then, that lie has gone. Don't say things that I didn't say.
Okay, please correct the narrative.
I don't know which event
you have been correct. You have been quoted as saying, and I said
I'm a public servant.
Yeah.
I address the public from time to time. Just like you sit down here, can you possibly remember all of the things you have said in all your daily and nightly interviews from your head? That is logically impossible. So don't ask me to do the text and the event and the date. I will tell you what I said. But I know that in my nature, the way I speak, I don't say those kind. I don't use words like stone. I'm not even a violent person.
All right, so let's get back to the story now. Now, Fashola said that he never said that APC will fix power in 6 months. So let's see what he actually said on Twitter. Let's start with Jasper Aniet Louis, that's our first commentator. Jasper says he actually said a responsible government will fix power in 6 months. Since APC couldn't fix power supply in 6 months, that means they are irresponsible and not fit to be voted back to power. Only lovers of change and those destined to suffer will vote. What's happening here? Will vote APC again. Lord Hoodthread says he even went as far as defending his lie that it's not possible for someone to remember the point and fact of an interview that's been done far back. Therefore, he shouldn't be coerced to doing the impossible. Michael, not Jackson, says in his defense, he said a responsible government will fix power in 6 months. APC PMB government is not a responsible government. Tony Nwaku says lying, denying, and shifting blame is APC trademark. So, not surprising. The Ibis said the same day we denied everything they are using to campaign. Unfortunately, nothing much for them. The things they use against Goodluck, they are doing 5 times worse in. At least, right? They are doing 5 times worse. That's what this person wants to say. Now, Onyeka Iriaminam says he's known to be a big-time liar. He has forgotten so soon the lies he told. When they are not in power, they know how to fix things. But once they are in power, it is a different story. Precious says, Fashola, El-Rufai, Kiamo, etc. Those guys, their word is as useless as the most useless things you can ever think of. Lying is their hobby. People whose words mean nothing to them. And they all flock in shamelessness. Our Channels TV helped Fashola by not showing the world that he is a liar. Dio Balogun says he thinks everybody is a fool. We haven't forgotten what you said in 2015 when you and your party APC were desperate for power. You said any serious government will fix problem within 6 months. That's why they made you Minister of Power in 2015. But your best achievement was 0 megawatts. Ken Onunkwo says, these people no get shame. Power must change hands for a better Nigeria. There is nothing left for you guys to lie about. Sometimes I wonder if we are that stupid to be played like fools in our own country. Hashtag power must change hands. Emmanuel Raphael, my last comment for that story says the denial of today might come as a result of a campaign gearing towards the coming elections. However, seeing is believing. No politician shall deceive us Nigerians a second time. With or without their money, as youth, we shall do the needful with our PVC. Now, very quickly, let's take our last story for today. Our last story for today is actually a man that is asking for counsel, asking for people to advise him. And I'd like to put up that letter for you to, and I'll read it out for you to on screen. Now, this man says, I am engaged to my babe and we're set for marriage. We've made plans and we have almost paid for our house rent in Lagos. Without notice, our dad died. Was the man supposed to inform me that he's dying? So we postponed the wedding until everything gets settled and everywhere is calm. 4 weeks ago, the lawyer came to read her dad's will, and being the only daughter, she was given her dad's apartment in Lagos because the family has 2 other houses. I'm currently working in Lagos and she's serving in Lagos too. Nobody's living in the Lagos apartment. Now I'm in between, should we move into a house as couples or should we rent our house as planned? Note, we've not discussed it at all, but I'm sure she'd want us to move into a house. Let's take just 5 comments to that story and we'll bounce. Slight Skin Sage says, you are your own problem here. Talk to her first. And calling it, okay, we'll take Ken. Ken comes first, says, you're a young couple. It would be unwise to waste your money on rent when you can save it for other things. Move into the apartment, grow your savings for now. In due time, you can save up and build your own house. I think that's a good advice. Now, TD says, you have no business with your wife's property. I know that sounds harsh, but it's the truth. Go pay your house rent. She can as well let the house, and that becomes an income source for her. But her money is still not yours. Do not move into your woman's house. I don't understand. Have 2 not become 1? Anyway, that's their concern. Azadine Onua, he says, do not move into the apartment. It's un-African. Advise her to renovate the building and rent it out. Go rent your own apartment and be firm. If she suggested staying in her dad's house, do not. No, try move into the apartment, oh. I did tell you, not disrespect. Jake says, rent your own house. Let your wife put her willed property for rent. Advise her to do so. She could use the proceeds to establish herself a business, which will in turn profits the family. Aside being a man, living in the house is not business-wise for hustling partner. And the last comment, Akebuna says, the moment you move into the house, you become the wife, and that's the end. Well, that's where we end the show this morning. That's the much comment we can take for you on the show. Well, so many things are happening. Try to enjoy life. No, get duplicates and problem not the finish. My name is Emmanuel Ujadigele. Follow us on all our social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Follow us on YouTube too at Western Springs Television. Subscribe to our channel. You can follow me on Twitter at EM Ujadigele, Facebook Emmanuel Ujadigele, and on Instagram Emmanuel Ujadigele. In the meantime, because Valentine is coming and nobody's telling me my love yet, I'm going somewhere to enjoy myself. Let me show you where I'm going.
Baby, thank you. Lord, don't say about the ring, kaka. Any damu, Bami Rodiesi. Any for Coloco.